What makes bone broth special? Well, that is something we talk a lot about at Lily's Ladle, and I am very happy to tell you. So bone broth is a superfood. It is very high and very nutrient dense in a lot of things that help to support the body, support the immune system, support gastrointestinal health. It is great for hair, bones, nails, skin. It's excellent for supporting healing after surgeries or tears or even just abrasions on the skin. Very, very supportive. And that is due to the very high protein content in Lily's Ladle, but it's also mostly due to the high collagen components in bone broth. We're talking about beef and chicken here, and the glucosamine chondroitin, and that's just naturally a product of taking animal proteins and cooking them down over low heat for a long time. So our beef bone broth was the first recipe that I developed. It is the Cadillac of the broths, if you will. And I say that because it's just the highest in all of the things that make bone broth great for you. It has the most protein. Lily's Ladle beef bone broth has 16.5 grams of protein per 1 cup. And this is a 2-cup container right here. So that is going to keep you satiated and full. It's going to keep you warm. It's going to keep you focused. It's also very high in glucosamine, chondroitin, and collagen. Chicken is a very close second. The chicken bone broth from Lily's Ladle cooks for 3 days. It is very, very high in protein. It's about 10 grams per cup, and again, a 2-cup serving. And very high in protein, glucosamine, chondroitin, and collagen. And then there is veggie mineral broth. Is veggie mineral broth bone broth, you ask? No, it's not. This is a totally plant-based broth. There are no animal proteins in here at all. So veggie mineral broth does not have a protein component. What it has instead are a myriad of vegetables that don't usually go into broth. We have the 3 things that make soup taste wonderful, which are carrots, onions, and celery. You know those things. And then there's a couple of other unusual ingredients. We use red skin potatoes and sweet potatoes with the skins on, and that gives a really high potassium content. So very supportive for the vegetarian lifestyle. And then we also add garlic, which is a natural antimicrobial agent. So very good things to have in the body. And then a few other fun and yummy things, but the odd standout is juniper berry. You'll see that on the container. Juniper is naturally antifungal. So when I developed the recipe for the veggie mineral broth, I reached out to a very good friend who is a registered dietitian, and I asked her what we would need to support the vegetarian and the vegan body. And so that's how we decided to put all of these things into the veggie mineral broth, but it still was lacking in flavor. And let's be honest, something can be great for you, but you're not going to use it if it doesn't taste wonderful. And that's when I found kelp. So it's a seaweed. It is a ingredient, and it's the star, in my opinion, in the veggie mineral broth. So when people tell you naturopaths or interesting, doctors in the space that, want to tell you to eat right, and they say try bone broth, this is the kind of thing that you want to try. It is not high heat pasteurized. That is a big difference for Lily's Ladle. So you're going to see lots of other broths that are in bottles or cans or boxes. We sell in these frozen containers on purpose, and that's so that we don't have to high heat pasteurize. What that does is it flash heats the product so that you can then seal it into a container, and it will be shelf stable, where you usually buy all of your broths or stocks. I freeze this so that flash heating process doesn't take place. And because it doesn't take place, we don't degrade the proteins. If you take a comparison and look at them side by side, Lily's Ladle with another bone broth, you'll see that we have a lot more protein, and it's because we don't do that process.